They say that when they show you their true nature for the first or maybe 100th time, we should believe them. And in this case, well, today we have been rather intense with the Obamas in this channel, but I need to address how Barack Obama thinks journalism and the media should be, as in something regulated by the government. I think that there's a name for that. I think it's dictatorship, maybe a dictatorship. I'm quite familiar with dictatorship. I remember that I come from Venezuela. We don't have a dictatorship per se right now. We have a narco tyranny, which is a bit different. But in all cases, well, Barack Obama says the quiet part out loud, reports the Vigilant Fox. It's time to, quote unquote, experiment with new forms of journalism with government regulatory constraints. This is in the United States? I mean, the land of the First Amendment? Government regulatory constraints? He says part of what we're going to have to do is to start experimenting. Okay, this sounds like Bill Gates. I made a video about Bill Gates on my Body Language Guy channel, by the way. I haven't uploaded that yet. And how we use social media in ways that reaffirm facts and separate facts from opinion. We want diversity of opinion. No, you don't want that. Don't be a liar. We don't want diversity of facts. That, I think, is one of the big tasks of social media. By the way, it will require some government regulatory constraints. Oh, right. Did he really say this? Let's see his actual words.
Part of what we're going to have to do is to start experimenting with new forms of journalism and how do we use social media in ways that reaffirm facts, separate facts from opinion. We want diversity of opinion. We don't want diversity of facts. That, I think, is one of the big tasks of social media. By the way, it will require some government, I believe, some government regulatory constraints.
I mean, at least he's talking way more articulate than the last time that I analyzed him. It was all this, all over the place. He was stuttering. It was not the eloquent Obama that we are used to, or at least we were used to, like back in, 2012 or something like that.
Around some of these business models in a way that's consistent with the First Amendment.
No regulation is consistent with the First Amendment, but, well, maybe he knows something that I don't.
But that also says, look, there is a difference between these platforms letting all voices be heard versus a business model that elevates the most hateful voices.
Okay, wait a second. Okay, a business model that elevates the most polarizing or hateful voices. I would like to, there's of course, there are media out there. I wouldn't say that X or Twitter is a platform where hateful voices are elevated. I think that everybody sits very comfortably in their own echo chamber. That is natural. That's something that happens. For example, on YouTube, if you like gaming, you will see more gaming videos. That is normal. If you're on X and you're quite a liberal, you're going to see more liberal and woke stuff. That is normal. If you are more conservative or maybe even right-wing, you're going to see more conservative and right-wing. That is normal. Maybe he's talking about actual creators or platforms like independent media that could have all the right in the world to be right-wing. In fact, I would say, I would go as far as to saying that people have the right to lie. That is an actual thing. Okay, if you want to make up things, I mean, people do it all the time on X, and they sometimes get this community notes like this, the tags that say that what they're saying is a lie, and they got links to prove that they are lying. They are completely open to do so. They are putting their own credibility in jeopardy. I think that putting your credibility, jeopardizing your credibility, is not a good business model, no matter in which side of the political spectrum you are. That's not a sound business model. Another very different thing, is when you say something that maybe at some point the government was maybe not that keen. You were upsetting them, like maybe not upsetting Obama the way John Rivers upset them. Okay, but yeah, maybe you're saying things that the government doesn't like, so they begin to send all their monkeys after you. The flying monkeys. Remember? Did you get that reference? Well, that's a possibility. That's another thing. And yeah, that's like a dictatorship. And when the mainstream media, when voices on X are polarized against you if you say something uncomfortable for the status quo. That's something that this is nothing new. This has been like this since the dawn of, civilization. And since when he says that there should be new forms of journalism, what are you talking about? I mean, journalism in itself used to be, I think journalism hasn't changed. That journalists are actually, let's say, agitational or attention whores, all right? Or they're just shields for, we could say that both sides at some point, it can happen. That is another thing. But journalism should be, well, investigate and do the research of the facts. But actual journalism is like they say about, the technology of the Apollo missions. I don't know, we lost the technology. We lost the ability to do proper journalism in the past 20 years. So for some reason, we don't know how journalism actually works. And right now, what you just is, you get like this list of talking points, and that's what you publish, or you write pieces in terms of those talking points. That's why, well, basically, it's not like one journalist has their credibility nuked into orbit. No, it's the journalistic profession. Journalism in itself, so many journalists have sold themselves on both sides that it has become, it's like they have lost all credibility. And if you have zero credibility, this is, you could say, the ultimate equalizer. I could say that this is the ultimate equalizer. It's like what I'm doing here on my YouTube channels. Remember that this is not the Body Language Guy. This is the Power Pundit, my channel where I talk about American politics exclusively. So make sure to subscribe to this one as well. This is the ultimate equalizer. I make sure in my YouTube channels to try to bring you the facts. As well, Obama says, and I agree with him, there should be no difference upon facts. The facts are facts. If there's a single fact like biology facts, you should be talking about those facts, not making up them. Although the Democrat Party is very good at making up, let's say, at propaganda around biology. If you understand what I mean. One thing that we can never forget is that they're also very good at making you feel miserable when you have an opinion that, it goes against that narrative. I already stated that. But credibility is everything. And they know that no new kind of journalism is required. This is not a new kind of journalism. What you need is people with integrity that keeps their credibility and protects their own credibility at all costs. And those will inherit the earth. So let me know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Power Pundit. Much love and bliss.